You guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, you need to. It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Hello, and welcome to Mimesis, the podcast where life and art imitate each other in all sorts of twisted ways. I'm Sandra Sheriff Sackerly.
And I'm Stacey Rourke.
And we are your host on this crazy adventure.
It feels like it has been forever since we recorded.
I know. We've both been a little busy.
I know. And it hasn't really been that long. It's been like 2 weeks since we recorded, but
yeah,
it's too long. I didn't like it.
It has been. Well, you had grandma visiting, so
I did.
How was that?
It was amazing. It was so nice.
Yeah.
She had a list of all the things that she wanted to do while she was down here, and we made sure we did all of them. And it wasn't like, touristy stuff. It was things that she doesn't get to do all the time. It was like, go get a pedicure and make tuna fish casserole because no one in her house will eat it, and plant flowers and go in the swim spa and hit some garage sales because she never gets to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So we did all those things, and she went home with a happy heart, feeling very content, and I had a happy heart.
To go home with like a second bag?
She didn't, because you know how grandma is.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't buying for herself at all. She bought some stuff for David, my stepdad, and the rest was spoiling everybody else because that's who grandma is.
That is.
But it was wonderful to have her down here, and we had a good time. She's very missed, and she needs to. And here's the other thing: is I know she listens to our podcasts, so she will be hearing this and hearing that, like, Mom, get a second house down here,
please, Grandma.
Do it, make it happen. Oh well, but that's what's going on with us. What's going on? You had a kind of an emotional day today. Are you okay?
It's been like an emotional week over here. Like, she turned 12.
Yes.
And then
sweet little
she went to
bug.
I know. She's not little anymore.
Oh my gosh, the picture you sent me of her getting her hair done. I was like upset. I was mad. I was like, when did this happen? She is not allowed to look that mature. No, ma'am.
I know.
No.
I know. She got the little swoopy bang, and
no.
And she went to golf camp this week. So Monday through Thursday. It's been literally one thing after another. And
good for her.
She went to golf camp Monday through Thursday. And then today she went to band camp.
I love that.
An overnight band camp. I'm not okay.
I know. I know.
She is going to be okay, but I'm not okay.
Exactly. Oh, you'll get through it, Mama. But she's a brave girl. I respect that so much.
I know she's going, and she doesn't have one friend that she knows that is going. And she's like, I got this. I'm going to make new friends.
That's a badass kid you're raising. Good for her.
I try to think I do. Good job raising her.
You're doing great. It takes a lot of confidence for a child at 12 to be like, no, I don't know anybody there, but it's cool. I'm going to go. Like, good for her.
Yeah. And it being overnight. That's the thing that got me. I could see going for a couple hours, but for overnight for 3 nights, that's
a lot. That's a lot. Oh, yeah. That kid's a trooper. Way to go, Mom. Raising a freaking warrior. I'm so proud of you guys. But enough about us. We don't really have a lot of business this week, which is good because at last count, you told me you had like so many pages of notes on today's topic.
I think I got up to 48 pages of information.
Oh dear Lord!
Yeah,
I really hope
I couldn't stop.
Is this going to end up being a two-parter?
No, I pared it way down. I went with just like the movie and like the facts from the movie with a
Okay.
couple teasers and or trivia in there.
Okay. I'm very excited. Do you want to share with our
Yeah.
listeners
Yeah.
what we're discussing today?
Yeah. So we are discussing, well, I'm just going to say the little line that you tagged the video.
Okay.
Lucy, you've got some explaining to do.
You choked on that.
I did.
But I am so excited about this. Lucille Ball is just an icon. She's
Yes,
amazing.
she really is. And like watching becoming the Ricardos or being the Ricardos was amazing. Like it brought back all that nostalgia of you're watching it for like the first time, these episodes of I Love Lucy.
And she was a trailblazer in so many ways and just a tough as nails chick. And I am so like I've learned about her, but I've never done a deep dive like what you did. So I'm
Yeah.
so excited to learn more about her.
Oh, I did a deep dive and then I was like, no, I need to like pare it back. Maybe we can go like episode to episode later on. But right now, just keep to the movie.
Oh, I would be so for that. I would be so for that.
I know.
And a little bit of trivia. We talked about this earlier, but I am a big enough Lucille Ball fan that I once had a horse that I named Lucy
Yes.
because when she was born, she was a deep red color and she was all kinds of goofy, tripping over her legs. So I named her after Lucille Ball.
She was the cutest thing ever.
She was. And she was, you know what? She was feisty like Lucille Ball too. Because I don't know if you remember the other colt we had at that time, Bullseye. Yes.
Yep.
The very first time, because they both were out of different mares.
But they were born like really close to each other.
They were.
Right?
They were like a week or two apart.
Yeah.
And we had them separated for a long time. And the very first time we introduced them to each other, Bullseye started sniffing at her and doing that thing horses do where they just nip at the other one, like the back of the other one's neck.
Yeah.
And Lucy was not standing for it. And Miss Thing, in her little filly state, delivered one sharp kick that landed just above his eye and knocked Brother Man for a loop. Let me tell you, we had to call the vet. He was like stumbling around. She connected. It was awesome. So just like the real Lucille Ball, she was tough as nails, that little one.
She really was.
She was.
I missed you having horses.
I miss having horses. I don't think I have enough yard space here in Florida for them, though.
No, not so much.
Although if the gas prices continue to go this way, I'm just going to sell my car and get a horse.
There you go. We all need to do that.
I would. I'm not even playing. All right, ma'am. Okay. Let's dig into this.
Okay. So the movie Being the Ricardos was told from 3 different perspectives. The interview with the show's lead writers, the flashbacks, and preparation for live filming in 1953. So I'm going to go through the movie and then go through like the facts that they either got right or wrong.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay. So in 1939, Lucy, at 28 years old, is an actress contracted to RKO Pictures. She gets small parts in a big studio production, but featured mainly in low-budget films, which gives way to being called Queen of the B movies.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
They didn't consider her like Hollywood glamour at that point, did they?
No.
Uh-uh.
No. She is cast in the comedy Too Many Girls, and on that set is when she meets the, I can't say this word ever, charismatic.
There you go.
Okay, charismatic 22-year-old Cuban singer Desi Arnaz, and they fall in love instantly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
They are so cute together.
They are. But you know what? Even after they divorced, I believe I heard in interviews, both of them said they were the love of each other's lives. Like,
Yeah.
even if they couldn't be together, they,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Months after filming, they marry and buy a home in Hollywood. Arnaz has a
what?
sex, lots of sex with other women. That was not Lucille Ball.
That's true. He does.
I know. Okay. Cut that.
You just got right to it, man.
I did.
Arnaz has lots of sex with women that are not his wife.
Oh, whew, okay. Months after filming, they marry and buy a home in Hollywood. Arnaz has a successful stint with Desi Arnaz Orchestra that tours around the country, while Lucy continues her film career with little success. After Desi serves in World War II, he resumes with the orchestra, with Lucy having to accompany him because of his infidelity.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
This is early in their marriage. Like,
Really early.
he couldn't stay loyal at all.
No. And okay, I'm going to give a little fact here. She filed for a divorce really early in their marriage, but then they reconciled.
Oh.
And then she filed again.
Because he just couldn't keep it in his pants.
No.
He was giving it away. Sir, that thing has a shelf life. Brace yourself.
Shelf life. Okay,
goodness.
back to the movie.
Okay. Oh, girl.
Lucy finally gets a break when she is cast in 1942's The Big Street. The film is a modest hit, but Lucy's performance is praised. She meets with RKO president Charles Coroner, confident she will get better scripts
right.
on. I think so. I'm horrible at names.
I like that you just kind of mumbled over it. Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
It's our audio. We need new equipment.
Yes. We need new equipment. We really do. Please.
It's true.
Okay. Confident she will get better scripts on par with established stars like Rita Hayworth and Julie Holliday. However, he terminates her contract because several actresses are returning to RKO after being loaned to other studios. Loaned.
That doesn't seem legal.
No. It sounds really dirty.
It does. But you know what? That time in Hollywood, there was a lot of really dirty going on.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, look at Desi Arnaz.
I know. Desi. Shelf life. Just saying. Yeah. Hashtag shelf life.
Put that on a shirt.
I know.
However, he terminates her contract because several actresses are being returned.
After being checked out like library books. Yeah.
He suggests she uses her voice for radio. An unintended insult which offends Lucy greatly.
Well, yeah, that's like telling somebody you've got a face for radio. Like that's not a compliment.
No. With no substantial film roles coming in, she does move to radio. In 1948, she is cast in the radio show My Favorite Husband, which becomes a massive success.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm. The show draws interest from CBS and a cigarette company, Philip Morris, who suggests turning My Favorite Husband into a television show.
I love that a cigarette company was the endorser. Because you never see like commercials for cigarettes anymore. That's just such an old Hollywood thing.
Yes. And that I saw something where it was required for them to smoke on set.
It was required.
Yeah. Well, they wanted it in the shows to promote cigarettes.
Yep.
And that's just terrible.
Yeah, you don't see that anymore. I mean, it's when people are doing bit parts or, they're trying to make it a gritty performance, they'll do it, but you don't see it as much anymore. Did you ever watch the movie Reality Bites?
No.
With Ethan Hawke and Winona Ryder? I know that was a late 90s. That was our call to arms movie, our rebellious movie. And everybody in that movie was just chain smoking constantly.
Yeah.
You don't see that
Yeah,
anymore.
the only one I can remember is like Grease, the one person
Yeah.
smoking on there.
Yep. I remember
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I remember like other shows, but not like chain smoking.
Yeah. Reality Bites. It was just one after the other.
Yeah. Like lighting up one while you have the other one.
Yeah. One lighting one off the other, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. That makes me want to cough.
I know. I can smell that. I can
I know.
smell that like stench of smoke. Ugh.
Yeah. So Lucy agrees, but only if Desi plays her on screen husband. The executives initially refuse because Arnaz is Cuban, but later concede after Lucy refuses to give them the copyright to the show. She also hopes that working with Desi will decrease his infidelity and save their marriage.
Listen, man, I just can't keep up with you. I need you to find somebody else.
Yeah.
No, I get it. She was like, I need to keep him close because
Yes.
if he is out of my sight, he's just doing it with anybody.
Which is very toxic.
It's so
Let's be
toxic.
honest.
It's so toxic.
I thought that was what I needed to do. And that's extremely toxic. Just once a cheater, always a cheater.
You were in a nasty relationship. So I'm sure some of this you're just like, okay, this is hitting a little too close to home.
Well, it was like red flag, red flag, red flag. Yeah. I was like, just leave him. You're going to be happier. Yes, it's going to suck, but just leave.
Yeah. It's hard. And, even after she left him, she was saying he was the love of her life. So, that's just horrible.
I mean, they both remarried.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hopefully she did find happiness. But
her standards had to be so low after Desi. She's just like, listen, if I can turn my back without you boning another chick, that's literally all I'm looking for here. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So she's insisting that he be on the show with her.
Yep. So by 1953, the show is renamed I Love Lucy and becomes a smash hit with nearly 60 million viewers a week.
Oh my gosh. Huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's people planning their week around watching a show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So a 3-camera system designed by Desi allows viewers on the East Coast of the United States to see the show live and without static. Since the show is filmed on the West Coast, during production, Lucy deals with several issues on the show. Vivian Vance and William Farwley. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. It's Frawley.
It's Ethel and her husband. What was his name?
Fred.
Fred. They hated each other. They hated each other.
Yes.
With a fiery passion.
Yes. And I will get to that because there is something that she said later that just, I can get it and I can see it.
Oh, I'm excited.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. But they hated each other. Oh.
Yes. So Vivian and William play the Ricardo's neighbor, the Mertzes, and they do not get along. And William was often drunk while filming on set. Yeah. So Lucy also clashes with the directors and writers during table reads and scene blocking, particularly troublesome in a scene where Desi comes home and covers Lucy's eyes while she is setting the table, and she names several different men before he reveals it to be himself. The couple announced to CBS and Philip Morris executives that Lucy is pregnant. The executives insist Lucy to hide the pregnancy behind large objects, but the couple refuse and propose the pregnancy be shown, though they were never allowed to say the word pregnant on air.
But wasn't she like one of the first openly pregnant characters on a TV show?
She was the second.
She was?
Yes.
Who was the first? Do you know?
I knew you were going to ask. I looked it up and now I can't remember the name.
Why was she bothered by her eyes being the
eyes covered scene?
Because she knew who he was. Like, Lucy would know Ricky coming in the door, who it was. And why are you going to make her look like she has all these men walking in and out of her apartment?
Oh, because fidelity was an issue with
Mm-hmm.
her. So that joke did
Yes.
not land. Okay.
No.
In the time that we discussed this, I Googled it and it says Mary Kay and Johnny was the first program to show a couple sharing a bed
Yes.
to show a woman's pregnancy on television. I have
Yes.
never heard of Mary Kay and Johnny. Oh my God. That's something
Well,
else.
that's already.
Oh no. Mary Kay and Johnny. I've never heard of
Yes.
that one, but
I have not either. And that's where I kind of like was like, oh, Lucy's a bigger name.
yeah.
So
So I
that's
think people
why.
remember it with Lucy
Yes.
more
Yeah.
because, Mary Kay and Johnny, we don't. Well, you name a show that, of course you have to show pregnancy.
Of course. Okay. Back to the movie.
Let's get off Johnny.
Lucy also deals with Desi staying out late, and a photo emerges in the tabloids of him with another woman. Desi tells Lucy that he plays.
Pause while I try to look shocked.
I know. Desi tells Lucy that he plays cards on the boat with some other celebrity and sleeps there when he is too tired to come home, and that the picture was taken 6 months ago.
Okay. Sure it was.
But she reluctantly believes him, and William has Lucy understand that Desi's infidelity may stem from her making the business and creative decisions on the show, which makes him feel emasculated.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Though she explains to everyone that he is the one who makes all the decisions. She asks Oppenheimer, I don't think I'm saying that right. He was one of like the producers, to give
Okay.
Desi a producer credit, hoping it will stop his infidelity and save their marriage. Instead, Oppenheimer reminds Desi has top billing and that he is the person saying I love Lucy.
Oh my gosh. She's jumping through hoops just trying to keep him faithful.
Happy. Yeah.
That.
Trying to make him like the most, putting him on pedestals.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
so
toxic. It's so toxic.
It's extremely toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's like, I can see it.
Yeah.
Red flags everywhere.
Red flag.
You're trying to give him, you're love bombing him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want it.
Yeah. He's abusing it every chance he gets. It reminds me of, I never thought I'd bring up the freaking Kardashians on our podcast, but Tristan and Chloe, and how many times that guy has publicly cheated on her. And, like the last one, she found out in the press that he had fathered another child because he didn't have the courtesy to tell her himself. It's that kind of thing that, a person, I'm not just saying women, but people trying to keep their family together at all costs.
Yeah.
And the other person just sabotaging it every single chance they get.
Yeah.
Because they take it for granted. Yeah.
Or they just don't care.
Yeah. They don't care.
Really, truthfully don't care. And
I think in a lot of ways they think the person won't eventually get fed up. And then when they do, they're genuinely shocked.
Yeah. Well, that's also a narcissistic quality, which I have to say most cheaters probably are narcissistic in some way.
Self-centered for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Desi responds by sharply scolding him for trying to patronize him.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
Yeah. The night of the live filming, a newspaper article deems Lucy a communist. Though she was cleared during a HUAC hearing months ago, Lucy admits she registered as a member of the Communist Party, when she was young and influenced by a relative, but Desi insists she lied to the public and claims she accidentally marked the wrong box.
Okay.
Lucy refuses to lie to the public, fearing she will be humiliated. Arnaz cancels his usual show warm-up and instead addresses the audience about the accusations. He takes a live call with the FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, who assures the audience that Lucy has been cleared of all charges.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say some things about the guy, but he had her back on that.
He did. He didn't want to see her falter.
No.
At all.
No. Both of their success would have crumbled if they let that happen. So
yeah,
that was a noble way to handle it for sure.
I think they both owned the production company.
Probably. It was, oh my gosh, I'm going to blank on the name. I knew the name at one point.
DeLucy.
Desi Lou.
Desi Lou. There we go.
Desi Lou Productions.
Yes.
By the way, I don't know why I know that. It's just one of those random facts that was rattling around in my brain. I was probably quizzed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Silly little facts that you know. Name right off the top of your head.
Then you go, why do I know that? I don't
know. As the couple celebrates backstage, Ball shows Arnaz a handkerchief with lipstick on it. Arnaz says it's hers, but Ball shows him another handkerchief and her own lipstick on it, proving Arnaz's infidelity. When filming began...
So, like, they're two different colors?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard scene to watch in the movie. Because you're like, oh, he's getting caught. He's getting caught right now. And he
You know what? I started to watch this and I didn't finish it and I need to. So
you need to. Yeah. Like, it was kind of slow in the beginning. And then, like, it just picked up and it got better and better and better.
Yeah, I got to finish it. Especially Nicole Kidman. I mean, she's brilliant.
She really is. And she does so good.
And how old is she? She's like in her 50s. And she's a freaking goddess.
Yeah.
Stop it with that.
I know. I need a little bit of whatever your Kool-Aid you're drinking.
Exactly. Yes, please. Can you bottle that? That'd be great. So he's busted.
Yes. When filming begins, Ball momentarily loses her concentration. They start over with Ball being more focused. The film ends with the title card saying Ball filed for divorce after the taping of their last show in 1960.
Oh.
Yeah. She was like, I'm done.
So when the show was done, she was done. She stayed with them through the length of I Love Lucy, and then that was it.
I think it was like the day after it aired, she handed him papers.
She gave him so many opportunities.
She did.
Yeah.
So many. And like I said, love bombing him maybe a little bit too much, but she gave him everything.
Once he realized he could get away with it, what was the point in stopping? He got away with it over and over again. Yeah. And I'm not saying anything bad about Lucille Ball. I'm not victim shaming anybody, but I'm just saying in the mentality, like, think of it like a child. If they get away with something, what stops them from doing it again? I got away with it the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now to the real facts.
Okay, let's do it. Okay. Let's dig in.
I
love Lucy.
So much. Prior to filming Being the Ricardos, Lucy's daughter, Lucy Arnaz, had told the writer-director Aaron Sorkin that it was okay to make Lucille Ball stubborn and headstrong in the movie, as this was her mother's true self and how she acted in her real life. After seeing the movie, Arnaz released a video on her YouTube channel on October 16th, 2001, saying that the movie was freaking amazing.
Oh.
I'm going to post
That's going to make me cry. I'm going to make me cry.
It's so sweet. Like, I literally had, like, it was tears.
Yeah.
It was so sweet and so genuine, her reaction to the movie.
That it was just so true to who they were.
Yeah. Like, I want to post the link of the video on our Facebook and
Yeah,
Instagram.
absolutely.
Yeah, because it was
We will
really
for sure
cute.
do that.
Okay. She complimented Sorkin for making a great movie that really captured the time period and wonderful casting. She also said that Nicole Kidman became my mother's soul.
Oh.
She said that Javier Brandem, I think that's how you say his name, didn't look like her dad. She said it wouldn't be easy to see if he did.
Yeah.
But he has everything that her dad had: his wit, his charm, his dimples, and the musicality.
Yeah. Desi was a cutie pie. I mean, like, you get it if you look up pictures of him. We'll post some pictures of them when they were younger. We'll post some pictures of him on our social media, but he was a cutie pie.
Yeah.
You can understand how women fell for the Cuban flair.
Yes.
And
Like,
I gotta admit, when I saw the casting, I didn't see that for
no.
Javier either. I was like, he doesn't look like him at all. But you know
No,
what?
but with their daughter being alive, you kind of can't do that because that would be too like, what am I watching?
Yeah. Why does he
Like,
look so much like my dad?
yeah, and like to see them in those positions, like my grandma has told me a few stories about my dad, and it's like, I don't want to hear those stories. Like, you're
Yeah.
talking about my dad in a negative way. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear that. Like,
Yep.
let's go to happier things. So I think if he looked too much like him and her watching this, I think it would have been really hard. And,
Yeah,
like,
I get that.
tainted the memory.
Yeah, you almost feeling like you're speaking ill of the dead, and that's
Yeah.
somebody that you love, and
Yeah.
that makes sense. I get that.
Yeah. Okay. Being the Ricardos was a movie that they wanted to give a behind the scenes look at I Love Lucy, and that revealed some hard truths, some about the other actors on the show, and some about Lucille and about Desi. So,
Lots.
Okay. We're going to start off with Vivian and William. They
Oh
cannot
yes,
stand each
let's
other.
get into it.
Mhm. Most of the hatred between the two of them was because Vivian vocalized the resentment of having to play a wife to a man 22 years her senior.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Yes, and that's the double standard of Hollywood.
It is, and it's so gross and disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. Why can't we have, a man and a woman? And you know what? It still happens in movies today.
Yeah.
They do it all the time.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That, like, 22 years old. I mean, there was a thing where Lucy was dating, she was 14, and she was dating a 21-year-old.
She was actually
her
dating
mother
him, or
hated
was
it.
it in a movie?
No, like, actually dating him.
Yeah.
And her mother hated it and was trying to break it off by, like, Lucy's going to be an actress, and, like, put her into modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you're pushing her towards more dudes.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Oh.
But it's so bad. I really hate that.
Yeah. Well, and I don't blame her that she's like, this guy's old enough to be my dad, and he's playing my husband. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Like, some age gaps, whatever. But
if it's believable.
Yeah.
I could see it.
I
Well,
don't
and
like
the fact that the guy that's playing her husband is also coming to the set every day drunk, that's...
Yeah. That's what I just wrote. On top of that, Farley was a notorious drunk, which only added to the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You look at him and you're like, yeah, he looks like that kind of guy that would come in drunk and surly.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes to beat you up a little bit. That's where my brain goes. And that's not okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Okay.
because he always like had a very like commanding voice over her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. I won't deal with it.
Well, this is back in the 50s where men thought it was okay to spank their wives and not in the fun way. These are the moments when I wish that our podcast was a video, because if everyone could have saw how you just hung your head in disappointment that I said that, it was glorious. And
how
she
red my
went
face
there.
is.
And she went there.
Uh-huh.
I sure as shit
Yeah.
did.
Of course. I shouldn't be surprised with you, honestly.
No, never.
Never. Okay.
All right.
And it's clear that Lucy and Vivian did not get along.
Really? I did not know
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. They looked like best of friends on
Yes,
camera,
Lucy
but
and
off camera,
Ethel.
no.
Really?
Lucy wouldn't let Vance wear certain things on screen to make sure that she wouldn't be upstaged. And I don't know how true this is because I couldn't find it, but I read somewhere that there was a mock contract that Lucy wrote for Vivian stating that the party of the first part must promise to never dye her hair within 5 shades either way of the party of the second part. So she was not allowed to dye her hair red.
Okay.
5 shades to match. And then the party of the first part must also agree to put on an additional 5 pounds every month within the next year.
Oh.
Like making sure that Lucy was not upstaged at all.
Really? But we have no
Yeah.
confirmation about this. So this
I
is
have
just
no
hearsay.
confirmation. Yeah.
Hashtag hearsay.
Hashtag hearsay. But like if it was real, Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
For real. Can't you
Like-
see her like backstage looking at this like cute little thing being cast, and she's like, okay, she could work. She can't have red hair,
And she
and
needs to put on some weight.
I'm gonna need her to put some more junk in the trunk, cause
Yeah. And so they made a comment in the movie and about this of like she needs to eat because she's losing weight. And when Vivian confronts Lucy, she's like, I think that the real people want more women to look at you because you're closer to what their bodies actually look like.
Lucy said
So
that.
it's like, yes. So it's like a backhanded comment. Or not a comment. Compliment.
Yeah, you look like a real woman.
Yeah. Yeah. They can relate to you more than me.
Okay, but the show's called I Love Lucy,
Mhm.
so
Right.
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
no.
It makes me a little bit sad because, you think of best friends and like there's a whole Lucy and Ethel thing, and to know that there
Yeah.
was. Wait, everything I see on TV isn't real? What are you telling me?
But it did seem that they did have like a love-hate relationship. Like,
Good.
they got along enough to have a good relationship in front of the camera and
That's
to
good.
not let it affect them losing their jobs.
Yes, and they could be professional. They could do their job. They
Mhm.
could make it genuine and then turn
Yeah.
it off when they walked off the set.
Yes. Okay. So obviously Hollywood needs to add the drama to everything.
Yeah.
And Being the Ricardos was no exception. Sorkin wrote his script so that Lucy's Red Scare, the news of her second pregnancy, and Ricky's Confidential magazine story all happened in the same week.
Oh.
However, it did not happen all in 1 week.
Oh, thank God. That
Yeah.
would be a
Yeah,
hell
they
of a
like
week.
literally, the movie was like Monday, Friday, like in the span of 5 days. That all these things
You're
happened.
a communist. You're pregnant. He's cheating on you.
Yeah.
That's a week.
That would give me a heart attack.
I know. That would be too much stress for
Or
anybody.
I would
to
check
do it.
myself into a mental hospital.
And I'm done. We're
I'm
good.
done.
So do we know like about how long that actually took?
Yep. Everything did happen. The actual timeline was Lucy became pregnant in 1952. The Red Scare
Grandma was
happened.
born.
Yes. The Red Scare happened in September of 1953, and the story about Desi didn't come out until 1955.
Oh, so this was 4 years, not
Yeah.
not a week.
1 week. Not 4 days.
4 years, not 4 days.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Very much. But, Hollywood has to make the drama
speed it up.
more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of emptiness there if you were to spread it out within the years.
Yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Drama. Everything's fine. Right. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Just make all the drama in 1 week. No. So there really was a fight to have Lucy show her pregnancy on the show. They were not allowed to use the word pregnant, but they could use cinnamon buns. No, what is the word?
Synonyms.
And
no, we're going with cinnamon buns. They could use cinnamon buns.
I think everybody could. They're so good. Synonyms.
I'm expecting cinnamon buns.
And euphemisms in its place. Synonyms are cinnamon buns.
That's glorious.
So at the time, the code of practice for television, which I didn't know, there's actually a code of practices for television broadcasters. It code of conduct, like a handbook. You have to be within these. Yeah. So the code of practices for television broadcasters prohibited anything sexually suggestive on air at that time.
Can you imagine if those people just flipped on the TV today? Their heads would explode.
Their eyes would pop out of their head.
The things that are allowed to be shown on TV, Game of Thrones, and they'd be done.
Yep.
They'd just walk away. They'd be like, no, this whole society, we're just, we're lost.
Yeah. So with that code, a reason as to why it was shown that Ricky and Lucy had separate beds.
Okay.
It all makes sense of why certain television shows from back in the day had the man and the woman in separate beds.
Because you can't apply that they're sharing a bed for anything.
Right. Yeah.
Although back then it was, you roll the shoulder and you're like, you want to push the beds together tonight? Which sounds sweet, but there's that crease there, and if those two fall apart, y'all are falling right on the floor.
Right onto the floor.
So if they couldn't say pregnant, what were they allowed to say? Could you say expecting?
Expecting.
Okay.
Nope. And they were allowed to use pregnant for the titles because that wasn't seen for the episodes.
So it was Lucy's pregnant, or?
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the episode was, but they could write pregnant in the episode title, but not allowed to say it on the TV.
So it was, we're expecting, or
having a baby. The stork was bringing the baby. I don't remember exactly what all they said. I watched the
You just
show
couldn't say
a long time ago.
Yeah. You just couldn't say pregnant.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Another interesting fact, the day the episode aired for Lucy to have baby Ricky, she in fact went on to have Desi Arnaz Jr. 12 hours later.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's a mimesis right there.
Yep.
Life imitated art. Wow. Her body was like, oh, it's time to do this? Okay.
Yep.
That's hysterical. I
Yep.
love that.
12 hours after it was aired, she had the baby.
Wow. How funny.
Yep. So the Red Scare was real, and Lucy thought that she could lose everything. The controversy stems back to 1936 when she registered to vote and affiliated herself with the Communist Party, along with other members of her family. But she was never an active member. There was a discrepancy between what Lucy told the government and what Desi wanted to tell the public. Desi did talk to the crowd before one of the shows, but not the show Fred and Ethel Fight. That was the episode that was in the movie.
Okay.
It was a different show. And I keep finding like mixed things about this little part about the Hoover call. I can't find if it actually happened or if it didn't happen.
Okay. So we've got mixed facts on that. We're not
Yeah.
sure if that happened.
Yeah, like I read so many different articles. That's how I ended up with 48 pages.
Well, if anybody listening to this has, any kind of facts about that, we are all ears. And so please, message us at the mimesspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know if maybe for sure if that conversation actually happened.
Yeah, if they actually held up the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Lucy's clear.
If you know if that's true, please let us know because we would love to find out for sure.
Yes, I would like to know because I cannot find it. Like half of the research said it did happen, half of it says no, it never happened like that. But she was cleared.
Okay. Either way, she was cleared. But
yes,
it'd be
cleared.
interesting to know if J. Edgar Hoover was actually behind it.
Yeah.
By the way, I've watched the movie Clue so many times that every single time I say the name J. Edgar Hoover, I hear it in Wadsworth's voice, Tim Curry from that movie.
Yes. I
love one of
Tim
my
Curry.
favorite movies of all times.
Yes. I was so excited when your daughter said that she was like, this is my favorite. I was like, yay.
Yeah. Yeah. She got a huge crush on Tim Curry for a while.
Mm-hmm.
She loved everything that he was in. I know, right?
Like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I know.
Hello. That's weird. I know.
No, it's serious because she was like, Mom, I'm questioning myself because I'm like really attracted to him in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I was like, no, sweetheart, everybody is. That's the catch.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he gets you.
I just recently got Scott to watch it.
Did you really?
Yes, for the first time.
Oh my
at
gosh.
34 years old. 33. He's younger than me.
It had to blow his mind. Like I can't see him being into it at all.
He was just looking, what did you get me into? What did you do?
Rocky Horror is an experience.
Yes. And I told him that one day I want to go to the theater and do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to dress in costume. You have to go to the theater.
Yeah.
You have to throw the toast. You have to throw the toilet paper.
Okay, I have to tell you something. I know we're going off on a tangent, but Tara just recently did that. And I was like, I am so...
Which
Tara and Tim?
Okay, Tara and Tim. People don't know them, but they're friends of yours. Yes, we love Tara and Tim.
Okay, so she told me that she just recently went to one. And then I found out, I was like, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to do that. And then I found out that was her first time seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. I'm so jealous. She's like, I didn't know what was going on.
A newcomer in there, and you're just like, I have no clue what's happening right now.
What did
this
I get
is
myself
insane.
Into? Yeah. So
yeah, I get that.
I'm jealous.
I want to do that someday.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Let's plan on it.
Okay. But her name was
cleared.
Back
to business.
She was cleared. Yep. So Confidential ran Desi's Wild Night Out in the early years of their marriage before I Love Lucy. Lucy had filed for divorce previously but never followed through. And they made up. In 1955, Desi... Oh, we're going to start that over.
Okay.
Confidential ran Desi's Wild Night Out in the early years of their marriage before I Love Lucy.
Okay.
Lucy had filed for divorce previously, but never followed through with it, and they made up. So in 1955, Does Desi Really Love Lucy was the cover story in Confidential.
Oh, that title.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. That details had his alleged extramarital affairs, and I Love Lucy was in the middle of the 5th season.
How many seasons did that show run? Do you know?
I think 6.
Okay. So
Yeah, I think
we
it
were
was
closing
6.
in on the end when this happens. All right.
Yes. Yep. I'm going to butcher this name. Charles Pomerantz? Lucy's publicist? Charles.
You're going to murder that word, too.
Pubics? No. Charles Pomerantz, Lucy's publicist, says, I gave an advance copy to Des, and Lucy said, I want to read the story. It was during a rehearsal day, and she went into her dressing room. Everybody was frozen on set. She finally came out, tossed the magazine to Desi, and said, oh, hell, I could tell them worse than that. Yeah. Yeah. That was a quote from her publicist.
She's like, you're a much bigger sleazeball than that. They don't know the half of it. She was done with his shit by that point. She was done.
Done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's like, we're going to keep this together, ride out this show, but...
Yeah. Yep. They did finally divorce in 1960, and in 1962, Lucy bought out all of Desi's shares and became the first female CEO of a major Hollywood production studio.
Yes! Queen!
Uh-huh. She also steered... I'm going to say it wrong again. What was it?
Desilu.
To greater success before selling the company in 1967 to Gulf and Western Paramount.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
She was just like, no. She was like, no, I love Lucy. I love Lucy, so I'm going to do this for Lucy. Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
See? She's a queen.
She really is. I found these little trivia things that I wanted to put in here. So before Aaron Sorkin wrote this, before he signed on as director, the project was offered to David O. Russell.
Okay.
And for a short time, Jennifer Lawrence and Russell were interested before he ultimately passed away.
Oh.
So Jennifer Lawrence was going to be Lucy.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
She's
but I
got
think Nicole Kidman killed it.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman is brilliant, but I think Nicole or Jennifer Lawrence could have pulled it off.
Yes.
Because she has the ability to laugh at herself that Lucy also had. I mean, yes. Nicole Kidman does too. Nicole Kidman can morph herself into anything and anyone.
Oh yeah.
But I could see Jennifer Lawrence doing it.
Mm. Yeah. I don't recognize the name of the director though. And that's probably a bad thing, but okay. So Javier and Nicole were more than 10 years older than Desi and Lucy would have been at the time the film took place. Nina and J.K. Simmons were the perfect ages for Vivian Vance and William Farley.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Nicole Kidman doesn't age, so it's fine.
Right.
She's an immortal beauty who will live forever.
Yes. Yes, she will. With Paul Rudd.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
We were telling Emma yesterday, we were watching that Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And there was a line that she said of like Ant-Man something. And she's like, Emma's like, what? And I was like, they're making fun of Ant-Man and that he has not aged.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, and then I like put 2 and 2 together for her for like he was in Friends. She's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. He was in Clueless. He doesn't look any different. Oh, yes. Oh, know
He was
that?
in no, I
He
love
was
Clueless.
Cher's stepbrother in Clueless.
He was.
He was.
You broke me.
I
My
can
brain
see
is
that.
broken.
Oh, she's putting her head down,
Wow.
y'all. She's done.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
He was the stepbrother in Clueless, and he looks exactly the same.
Exactly.
He doesn't age.
What did he do? Did he sell his soul?
I don't know. I think it comes with being a genuinely good person that, like, he's just not going to age.
He is. Yeah.
Or, and hear me out, he has a painting somewhere in his house, Dorian Gray style, that is
Yes.
aging and mutating, and he's continuing to stay young. There's that
Yes.
option too. I mean, it can go either
That's
way.
it. Yeah.
Let's go with that one.
Okay. So, writer-director Aaron Sorkin has stated that this movie is about the original cancel culture.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Because they were trying to cancel everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The first episode of I Love Lucy premiered October 15th, 1951. And the last episode, 179 episodes, was aired on May 6th, 1957.
7 years. They had a
Yep.
good run, and they made a lot of history there.
Yes. There was a total of 181 episodes. That was the pilot episode and a Christmas episode. And the pilot episode was lost for a long time. And then
Really?
somehow they found it. Yeah.
That was the one that they just pitched to studios. They didn't put that one on air?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. What was your favorite Lucy? I Love Lucy episode?
There's so many hysterical parts of the show, but the one where it's when she lets Desi know that she's pregnant and he's on stage performing. Remember, she's sitting along the side of the stage and they have that moment where he looks her way and she just kind of nods to confirm that she's pregnant, and then they have that moment between them. It was so sweet, and knowing that they really were a couple and they really were expecting a baby, it was so cute to watch. They might have had a rather toxic relationship, but there was love there, and there was sweetness, and that was my favorite moment between that. It was the reality of it. Why am I getting teary-eyed talking about this? That was stupid.
I don't remember that episode.
You don't remember that episode?
No.
Did I make it up? I feel like it was a real thing.
I don't think you did. I remember sitting home watching episodes being young. If I stayed home from school and they were on. The episode that sticks out in my head that I really liked and that I laugh a lot was the episode at the candy factory.
Yes.
Where they're trying to take care of the chocolates and put them in boxes,
and
but then they end up shoving them in her mouth.
Yes.
And shoving them in their bras.
Yes.
For some reason, I don't know why, but that makes me think of grandma. Because she loves chocolate.
Yes, absolutely. And that's something that grandma would do. She'd make a big spectacle out of shoving it in her shirt and everywhere that she could.
Yeah. And it was more the fact that she just wants to take it home because she loves chocolate so much.
Yes. The other one that I liked was the one where she was doing the commercial for, it was like a cold medicine or something, and she's getting more and more drunk every time she does a shot of it, and she's like that thing, and it's just getting more and more mutilated every time she says it. I loved that.
I loved the grapes, the stomping of the grapes.
Yes, the stomping of the grapes, and her facial expressions as she was doing it. That was she was an icon. There will never be another one like her.
No.
Oh, this was a good one. No, this was amazing. I loved this. Nobody was murdered.
No. I mean, there was cheating. She might wanted to murder him.
She probably thought about murdering him a few times. This was a fun one. I really liked this, and you got
Yeah.
some really good information.
I
This
did.
was a great
There was
one.
one thing that I wanted to look more up, but I couldn't find any more information. But there was like mention of Betty Davis in here. And I was
Really?
like, look at that. But I couldn't find it. Like
It was
I
about this.
found it and then lost it. And then I was like, no.
Well, if you find it again, we'll have to bring it up at the beginning of an episode, and
Yeah.
we'll
Add it
go
into
from
our
there.
news.
Yes. We should let people know that we have a couple mini episodes that we're going to plug in soon. We had said before we're going to
Yes.
save those for our Patreon, but I am getting close. We are getting close because you're volunteering for the event to my author signing that I host every year, Once Upon a Book in Frankenmuth, Michigan. And time is going to be somewhat limited here somewhat soon. And we don't want to leave.
Keep the content coming
Exactly.
for you guys.
So we are going to take those mini episodes. We're going to utilize them and then get a couple more for you so we can make sure we're completely covered while we are away at Once Upon a Book.
Yeah, because I think I fly down to you.
Yeah, she's being very kind and driving up. I have to drive from Florida to Michigan because I have so much stuff for the event here at my house.
Yes.
And while my daughter has her permit, she's not comfortable driving on expressways yet. So Sandra's going to be very kind and fly down here and drive back with me so we can get ready for that.
So that takes a couple days to get up there, but that's a week before, and then traveling, we're not going to be able to record. So
yeah, and I'm going to be completely engrossed in all things Once Upon a Book for a week. That's funny.
Everybody listening should come and come to the author signing.
We have over 100 amazing authors that are going to be at this event. We have panel discussions. We have a monster theme ball that we're doing.
Which I think those tickets are all sold out, unfortunately.
Yeah. So by this point, sales for the ball will be over. But on July 23rd, is that right? July 23rd?
July 23rd.
That's a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
That is the day we have the author signing. You can come in, you can enter our raffle tables, you can meet a whole bunch of different authors in different genres and get books. It's a family-friendly event, so you can bring your kids, and it's just a great time. I mean, we just celebrate all things books.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of fun. Lots of authors that, like, I fangirl over.
Yeah. We got some good people coming. We've got so many good people coming this year. I can't even. There's New York Times bestsellers. There's USA Today bestsellers. There's audiobook bestsellers. Eric Asher is our keynote speaker this year. And Eric, if you are a fan of audiobooks, absolutely check out his books because
I think I own a couple of his books.
Yeah,
on audiobook.
His audiobooks, like he has the best team for those. They're fantastic. So check those out.
Yeah.
And I will stop.
We do have.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go.
I was just gonna say I'm shamelessly plugging my event, but
hey, we need to.
Exactly.
Okay. What I was gonna say is we do have business that we forgot about.
What's that?
We have stickers.
We do have stickers.
We have the Mimesis podcast stickers.
I have one. I stole one and I put it on my water bottle because I had to. Because they're so cute.
Hello, send me some.
I will. And we need to do some giveaways for them and get people some Mimesis stickers because you guys, they're so cute. I love them.
I know. I can't wait to have one in my hand.
Yes. Stick it on the back of the car. Stick it on your water bottle. Stick it on your computer.
Stick it on your forehead. I'm going to make a vinyl for the car.
You should make your aunt a vinyl too.
Okay.
Thank you. That was easy.
You're welcome. Yes.
All right. We should probably wrap up here, but guys, we want to hear from you. If you have some Mimesis ideas that you would like us to cover, reach out to us. Find us on our different media links. You can find us on Gmail at the Mimesis Podcast at gmail.com.
Find us at Facebook at the Mimesis Podcast.
You can find us on Instagram at the Mimesis Podcast.
And
website.
Go look at our Patreon.
Oh, or that. Yeah, that one works too. What's the Patreon link?
Patreon.com facebook.com/Mimesis Podcast. No space.
No space.
I was typing that in very wrong and I could not find us. And I was like, I know it's here.
You can also check out our website, mimesispodcast.com. Is that right?
The mimesispodcast.com. Yes.
I thought that one was not the.
I know. That's why I said not the.
mimesispodcast.com. Yes.
Yeah.
So by all means, reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. If you want to offer us any kind of support, you can support us on Spotify, or you can join our Patreon and get all sorts of goodies that we have there. And we would appreciate that very much to help us get new equipment to keep turning out content for you guys.
Yes, so we don't have to wait for storms to go past.
Exactly. We had to do that this week because there was a storm here in Florida. So.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we've got for tonight. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.